In 2008, a small second-hand mirror shop in Chengdu became the center of a strange legend. The shop claimed to sell mirrors with history. Some said haunted, others cursed. People laughed, thinking it was just a marketing gimmick. But one mirror, carved bronze and darkened by centuries, would prove otherwise. This is the story of the Mirror Man. A young woman, curious and fascinated by antiques, entered the shop one humid afternoon. Among the cluttered shelves, her eyes landed on a bronze mirror, its frame carved with intricate patterns and figures she couldn't name. The owner smiled faintly and said, "It's from the Qing dynasty. Be careful with it." She laughed, dismissing the warning, and brought it home. At home, she placed the mirror in her bedroom and began taking selfies. She posted them online, tagging the shop for fun. But that night, she awoke with a sharp pain in her left eye. In the mirror's reflection, she saw nothing unusual, yet by morning she was partially blind in that eye. Doctors could not explain it. And then, a strange smoke filled her room, thick and suffocating, though no fire had burned. Even her dog refused to enter, whimpering at the doorway as if sensing an invisible presence. Frightened, she deleted the selfies, but a friend, curious, reposted one online with a caption, "Who's that in the mirror behind her?" The photo went viral. In it, a tall, thin man appeared behind her, clothed in flowing white robes. He faced away from the mirror, yet his reflection stared directly at the camera, piercing through the screen, through the lens, at anyone who looked. The girl stopped taking selfies. She covered the mirror, tried to ignore it. But the nights worsened. Shadows moved independently. Smoke lingered. Sometimes in the corner of her vision she saw him, the man in white, vanishing whenever she turned. The air felt heavy, filled with eyes watching her from the reflection, waiting. Netizens debated. Some claimed Photoshop. Others warned that mirrors older than a century should never hang in bedrooms. They said mirrors remember the people who gaze into them. And sometimes, if ignored, they keep them. As if the mirror holds not just an image, but a soul. The mirror shop quietly closed a month later. No explanations were given. Some say the mirrors were too old, too aware. Others claim the shop itself was cursed, a collection of vessels that held restless spirits. The Qing dynasty mirror, however, disappeared, leaving only fear and rumors in its wake. Those who bought mirrors like this one speak of constant unease, a presence that follows them from room to room, eyes that watch from behind the glass. Sleep becomes shallow. Every glance in a mirror becomes a gamble. And the dog, often the first to sense what humans cannot. They refuse to enter, refusing to look at what might stare back. The Mirror Man of Chengdu has become an urban legend. Stories circulate online, warnings whispered among collectors and antique enthusiasts. Some say it's superstition. Others say the mirror keeps a record of those who looked into it, and waits for the right moment to remind them it remembers. And if you ever find an old mirror, particularly one older than 100 years, take care. Look too long, and you might see him. The man in white, not behind you, but in the reflection, watching, waiting.